What's good, y'all? Season 3 of Black and Indie. We are back. Obviously, we have new host, Imorja. He is graduated. We love Imorja. Greatest human being on this planet. My name is Isaiah Hall. I'm going to be one of the new co-hosts this year. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm a sophomore currently, majoring in Africana Studies and Sociology. So you can see why being a Black and Indie would kind of be important to me, especially having the Africana Studies background. Really wanted to be a part of a culture, be a part of something here. And this is the best outlet. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to our other host.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Luzolo Matundu. I'm a current junior at Notre Dame. I'm originally from Chicago, moved to the suburbs when I was like 13. So I'm Chicago, but also Chicago-ish, technically. I'm majoring in political science with a supplementary major in applied and computational mathematics and statistics, and then I have a minor in Africana Studies. This is definitely very important to me to be on the show, and I'm super excited. I do a lot on campus. This is like another thing kind of adding on to that long list, but I'm very excited to be engaged and be involved with this. So yeah, thank you, Imorja, for starting this. This is a great platform to have, and yeah, just excited for this experience. For
sure, it's a great platform. Yeah. Once again, thank you to Imorja. This is a platform that we will not fail at. We will use this, and we will build on it, and it's gonna be a great product. It's gonna be a great product. We have a lot of stuff planned this year. It's gonna be great. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in every single episode that we drop. Y'all make sure y'all like, y'all subscribe, y'all comment. We really want y'all's feedback, so please make sure to comment on videos, especially for this first video, which we're getting into our first topic, which is gonna be the use of the N-word in academia and in life. So the reason why this topic is big, the reason why we felt this should be the first topic we should cover is because this is something that's relevant to me. Last week, I had a class, and in this class, our professor, who is a white woman, she said the N-word. Now, it's not the N-word with the A, it's the N-word with the E-R, the hard R, as we call it.
Hard R.
Hard R. So, I know it sounds bad, and it is bad, but let me just provide a little bit of context to it, just so that y'all aren't getting the little pitchforks out, getting all mad at everybody. So, in class, she was telling a story about a student. She used to be a former teacher, like a third grade teacher. She was telling this story about how an Asian kid came up to her, and the Asian kid, he was so upset, he was so sad, so mad, and he clearly was agitated about something. She didn't know what, so she asked him, she said, hey, what's going on? And he said, there's a bunch of kids that want to beat me up. He was about to get jumped. So she said, okay, well, what's going on, what's happening? And the kid said, he went up to a group of African-American kids, black kids, and he said, what's up my N-words with the hard R? Since this is YouTube and whatever other platforms we will be using, I cannot actually say the word, but you get the point, right? Immediately, all of us black students in the class, we looked at each other. Y'all know, I know we have a multiracial audience out here, so the black people that's watching this, y'all already know, but for those of y'all that may be white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, black people, we have a look. We have a very specific look that we give to each other, and it's a look of, it's like a, what is it? It's not telekinesis, right? That's like whenever you move things with. So it's like you talk to each other. Yes, like we read each other's mind. And as soon as the N-word was dropped, my heart, I'm not gonna lie to you, my heart dropped. My heart sank. I said, I don't know what's going on. Did she really just say that? She said it quick, so I said, I don't know. And all of us black students, we looked at each other and we gave each other the look. And I'm not gonna lie to you, we didn't say anything. In the moment, we did not say anything. We didn't call it out. We didn't do anything. And I think a lot of it was because we were in a lot of shock. Mm-hmm. We were in a lot of shock. We didn't know what to do. A lot of us had never been in that sort of experience before. We had seen stuff like that happen on Instagram, on Twitter, World Star back when that was a thing, right? We'd seen stuff like that go viral. But we'd never actually been through that ourselves. And so, we were very silent about it. And then she said it again. Later on, she said it again.
I should not be laughing.
Hey, that's how we endure. That's how we endure. It's comedy, right? But it's, So she said it again. She was reading a poem by a black author, and she said it again. And that time, we all gave each other the look again. But we still didn't say anything. I know some of the students stopped after class to kind of talk to her about it. Kind of tell her we didn't feel like it was acceptable. And we felt like something not necessarily needed to happen, but at least in the future, she needs to give us, some sort of warning, some sort of forewarning let us know, ask us beforehand, and before the class starts, how do y'all feel about the use of the N-word? So I want to ask you, how do you feel about the uses of the N-word in academia?
Kind of like what you were mentioning, like just when you started like explaining like what happened, you said, I'm not actually going to say the N-word, but you get the point. So like, I feel like everyone gets the point, so there's no need for you to say it, especially if you're not black.
Yeah.
Like there's like no ifs, ands, or like or buts about it with me. It's like in academia, like some people are like, well, I want to like fully read like the context of the poem, which is the example, right? Like I want to read the poem in the way it's intended. And it's like, I can understand that, but like you can still just say N-word instead of the actual word and you'll get your point across because people understand that that word is offensive and it's not a word that you should be used.
Yeah.
But in the context of like, she was explaining it to like a little kid, like why you can't say that, all you have to do is say, that's offensive and people don't really like it when you use that word, so you just shouldn't say it. Like that's all you have to say, I think. And then, especially because like this is like an academic setting, so I'm assuming everyone in your class already knows they're not supposed to say that word, so there's no need for the professor to say that word. But yeah, it doesn't matter in academia, in real life, like if it's in a song, like I don't care. Like only, in my opinion, only black people can say that word. No one else can say it.
So you made a point too about as you were going along, you were saying no one, or at least non-black people, have a reason to say it, even if it's in context. I thought that was an interesting point. I spoke with another professor about this whole ordeal, and this professor, he had a very interesting mindset, a very interesting response that I found as a black person to be very interesting. I hold this individual to the utmost respect. I know he's going to be watching this, so I respect you, you know that. But he said that while he's teaching in his classes, and he's a black professor, he said that while he's teaching in his classes, he actually is okay if a white student says the N-word, if they're doing a reading, if they're doing, whatever. As long as it's under context, he's okay if they utilize the use of the N-word. That's interesting to me.
It's also interesting to me.
If I'm in a class and a white student says the N-word, one of two things are gonna happen. A, we're gonna take the black civil route, we're gonna walk out. Or B, it's gonna get crunk up in there. It's gonna be.
Throw hands.
We're gonna be sharing some words. Yeah. So whenever he said that was interesting to me, because I've never experienced anything like that where, a white student has the authority or the permission to actually use the N-word. I've also never been in a situation outside of last week where a professor or a teacher said the N-word. I know I've been in classes, right, where, the teacher, they'll talk, we'll be reading, To Kill a Mockingbird or some other book that has, the N-word just all throughout the book. And they'd give a pause, right? There'd be a pause in the place of the N-word. They wouldn't say it. We all read it, we all recognize it, and then we move on, we move forward from there. But to actually experience that, I think it's something that, a lot of black students, a lot of black people in general, like we've heard of this stuff happening, but to actually experience it is completely different. And I think that the one thing that I found in myself on was the fact that I didn't say anything in the moment, is the fact that I didn't say, I pretty much just let it happen. I think that's something that we as black people, it should never be on us, in my opinion, to call out that sort of behavior. That behavior should have never occurred in the first place. It should have never existed in the first place. And so I think that, I thought about it for a while too. I talked to Morja. I talked to him. I called him up at 12 in the morning. I said, hey, Morja, I need to talk to you because I don't know what to think about. I don't know what to do. And, he gave me some great advice about it. And he put me in check. He put me in check. He told me I should have spoke up about it. I should have said something. We as black students in that class, we should have spoke up. Not to be disrespectful or belligerent, but at least to set the record straight, to at least correct her. We're not asking that she face some sort of severe punishment, but at least in the future, we could have let her know in that moment, this is not something that you need to say to us. This is not something that we need to hear, especially coming out of your mouth. So I think that was something that we definitely should have said. But, it is what it is at this point. Yeah. It is what it is.
I understand that though, because when you're in the moment, like in those situations, it's very, very difficult to speak up, and often like we get very hard on ourselves because of it. So like I do agree with the Morja, like yeah, maybe you guys should have spoke up, but I also realized that, like, if I was placed in that situation, I might not have said anything either. Like, it takes a lot of courage to do that, especially because, like, the person with higher authority than you in the classroom is the one who said it. So I definitely understand. So, like, don't beat yourself up too much about it, but now you know, like, if this happens again, like, you have, like, more, like, you'll hopefully have more courage to actually say something about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I've experienced it. I know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, I know not to stay silent because we have a poster of an African Studies department that says that silence is betrayal. I believe it's a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. quote, and it's absolutely true. It's 100% true. You know, I know that quote would mainly refer to white people or people that maybe notice racism or they notice use of the N-word but don't speak up about it. They stay silent. Right. But at the same time, that can also apply to us as well as black people. You know, silence can be betrayal. We see one of our brothers or our sisters, you know, going through something, we need to speak up as well. We can't just let that stuff slide.
Yeah.
And I think we need to hold people in check. We need to hold people accountable. And that's something that, from that experience, I personally learned.
Speaking of like holding the people accountable, you said something before when you were talking about like permission, and I feel like there's like this thing like you can be given like the N-word pass.
Oh my goodness! Oh, don't even get me started.
So I wanted to like briefly touch on that. Like, passes do not exist in like at all, because like when you're saying that word, it's not just you're directing it at your friend. It's like a general, like it's not like you're directing it to your friend that let you have the pass, but it's like this is about like an entire group of people who have historically been marginalized, continue to be marginalized. So it's like, I don't care if you think someone gave you a pass, you are still not allowed to say it. So
I cannot tell you the amount of times I heard that in elementary school, middle school, high school. Everybody, hey, Isaiah, can I get the N-word pass? Hey, can we get the N-word pass?
They asked you for it?
Oh my goodness, you know they do. You know they did.
You can't.
Can I get the N-word pass? Can I say this?
Let someone give it to you. Like, you shouldn't get it regardless, but at least have someone give it to you.
I never understood. It's like, what as. And this is for y'all, for our white audience that may be watching this. Like I said earlier, in the intro, please, we want to hear y'all's opinions on this thing. Not even just white people. We have an entire multiracial audience. We want to hear everyone's opinions on these topics. But to my fellow white people watching, what makes y'all want to say the N-word so bad?
Ooh,
what makes y'all want to say the N-word, number one? And for those of y'all that may say the N-word, y'all probably not watching this, but if y'all know white people that say the N-word, why do y'all say it? What in your mind makes you feel like you have the authority or permission to say it? That's something that I've never understood. You know, as black people, you know, one of the excuses I hear is, oh, well, y'all say it all the time to one another, so why can't we say it? It's not your place to say it. It's not your place to say it. That's not,
blank.
You know, like your ancestors, they use that word against us, right? They use that to marginalize us, to constantly oppress us. We've used that word and we've revamped it into a word of endearment, into a word of family, of friends, of bonds. That's not something that white people can revamp and claim as their own. That's something that is unique to us. So whenever y'all listen to, y'all listen to y'all Tupac, to y'all Drake, and he's saying the N-word, I don't care how hype you are on the song, you don't need to be saying it. I don't care, you know, I don't care. It does not matter. You do not have the authority or the permission to say it, in my opinion. And for my fellow black brothers and sisters that are out there giving out the N-word pass, I'm gonna need y'all to stop. I'm gonna need y'all to stop immediately. We're not doing that no more.
No.
Y'all need to stop it, because it's not right. It's not something y'all should be doing. And I don't care, that could be your best friend, could have grown up with him or her for years, decades, I don't care. There is no reason as to why we should be giving out the N-word pass to people. There's absolutely no reason why. I don't care what the use is. I don't care if it's in a racist tone and a non-racist tone. I don't care if they're just referring to you as that.
Yeah.
You should not be comfortable with a white person referring to you as, what's up, my N-word. There's no reason for that.
I agree. And when you think about it too, it's like, let's say you are that like non-black friend, like you shouldn't want to say it either. Like, you should know that this is a hurtful, offensive term that has historically been used against people who look like my friend. So you shouldn't want to say it either. Yeah.
You're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
And that's what we touched on earlier. Why do you want to say it? And why do you feel the need to say it? So y'all, please, 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 please put a comment, something. Please let us know. We really want to hear what it is y'all have to say. We want to know y'all's, we want to know, goodness gracious, I can't even speak today. We want to know y'all's opinions on this too. You know, for any black students or any black individuals who maybe have given out the N-word pass in the past. Tell us why. You know, comment from an anonymous account. I don't care. Just tell us why. Tell us why it is you did that in the past. If you still do it today, tell us why you do that today. You know, for our multiracial audience, y'all tell us why you may want to say the word. Tell us why you may not want to say the word. That's what we want. You know, we want to have all y'all's feedback, and we want to hear everything that y'all have to say, because y'all are going to make this show better. Y'all are going to make this show as best as possible. And who knows, maybe next episode we might check through some of y'all's comments. We might comment on them ourselves. You know, we might respond to them. So please just let us know. You have anything else you want to add?
No, that's a really good thing to say. Just interact with us. We want to interact with you. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to hear your feedback. Yeah, this is not that fun if it's just us talking at you. It's a lot more fun when we have like the actual audience engage with us. So yeah.
Sure. I think that's going to wrap it up for this first episode. This is a little bit of a quick episode, a little bit of a short one. We just wanted to kind of get a topic out there, let y'all know who we are, get to know us pretty much. So that's going to wrap it up, man. I want to all my Black brothers and sisters, I want to let y'all know Black is beautiful, Black is love, and Black is excellence. Don't ever forget that. For all my Black students, Notre Dame students, always remember y'all belong here. You know, we may feel marginalized all the time. There's going to be times where we want to transfer. I say it all the time. I want to go to FAMU. I want to transfer out to FAMU. I say it all the time. But man, y'all make sure y'all stay tight-knit. We will always stay tight-knit as a community. And just always remember, you are loved by your Black community, by your Black brothers and sisters, and we love y'all too. So we signing out.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.